Hi everyone, this is Michael from the IT Recruitment Academy here. Today I would like to talk about Python. I'll actually flip the camera in a sec so you can read it. Now it's mirrored, right? I would like to talk about Python because a member of our community sent me a message and asked, hey Michael, we struggle to recruit Python developers. What do we recommend? And even though this is really a broad question, I would say lots of recruiters struggle with pretty much the similar stuff, right? The similar workflow, how to attract developers, how to interact with them, how to just convince them to move their already well-paid job to follow some new opportunity, right? So we help recruiters to actually understand technologies such as Python, right? Python is a programming language, and there is quite a lot around Python, lots of frameworks, this is also the reason why this is confusing for recruiters. So the thing I would like to start, and now maybe I'll flip the camera, is actually to tell you a little more about the Python ecosystem. All right. So first, Python can be used for web development. Right. So just keep this in mind. You know, Python is a programming language that could be used for multiple purposes, like web development, or to build asynchronous APIs, or for data science. Actually, the reason why Python is increasingly more popular is precisely this reason, right? The growth in data science. And obviously, Python can also be used to build some autonomous systems for robotics, etc. So now, why it matters for you? Well, because these use cases have some popular frameworks. So, for example, for web development, Django is a full-stack framework, really popular. It's actually one of the top 10 frameworks in 2019, a really popular framework. And Falcon, for example, a framework to build APIs. Now, if you guys wonder like why this is important for you, well, because you can include this, for example, framework name in your Boolean search query when you are looking for developers on LinkedIn, right? So again, it all starts with who am I actually looking for. So say as the recruiter who wrote me, so she didn't really mention anything more in regard to what position this is. Are they looking for a Python web developer or a Python DevOps engineer or a data scientist engineer, right? So it's good to keep this in mind. Okay, so Python is just a programming language. It's like a tool, but we need this tool to be used for a particular purpose. So what is the purpose? How will we use Python? Okay, and then we can just build on it again. So when I come back to this map, we see also some of these other keywords, other frameworks like AIO HTTP. So this is a framework you can also look for when you are searching for developers on LinkedIn. You can just type to the search bar AIO HTTP. Okay, so based on who exactly are you looking for, you type one of these keywords. So it all comes down again to the framework. Starting with hiring manager discussion, you need to actually understand who are you looking for, what kind of application are you going to build. Don't forget to ask it the hiring manager. And then what we usually like to do is to rewrite the job description to something more attractive, like a job advertisement. So maybe I could just rewrite it here. I'll grab a pen or marker, and I could actually write here. Like usually we have a job description, description. But this is already dead, right? So we no longer use job description, but rather some interesting, exciting job advertisement where we figure out what the developer is really interested in. And then how to source developers. So obviously LinkedIn, everyone is on LinkedIn, but what about Slack communities? What about GitHub, etc. Right? So based on knowledge like this, you can actually figure out how to source these developers, how to attract them, to speak their language, make sure you know about these frameworks, the frameworks they use, so you can eventually attract them. Okay, so whenever we train recruiters, we like to go through this workflow. Starting with a hiring manager discussion, what to ask a hiring manager, what kind of a Python developer are we looking for, what technologies is he or she supposed to be working with, etc. Right? So, and that's the hiring manager discussion. Then we rewrite the job ad, and then it's much easier to attract a developer eventually, the Python developer. So to answer the very broad question, it all comes down to, do you actually know who exactly are you looking for? Are you looking for a web developer or someone to build some autonomous systems, or a data scientist or a DevOps engineer, etc. Right? So it comes down to this question at first: what frameworks the person should be using on a daily basis, and and that's it, I would say, for now. Then how to attract and how to interview actually depends on the rest of what we just talked about. Okay, so this is how we usually look at the recruitment process, looking through the lenses of a recruiter, but always focusing on strong IT foundation, because at the end of the day, developers like to talk to recruiters who can speak their language, who understand these terms, but many more, right? We have developed a technology map like this one, where you can see much more in terms of technologies, frameworks. Like here we have, for example, JavaScript and the front-end frameworks, back-end framework, Node.js. Well, it's not really a framework; it's like a environment. React Native to build cross-platform apps, right? So you can download these maps, technology maps. You can just go to geekrecruiter.com and find it somewhere in the footer, or click the link that will be attached to this video, and you can download this map. Also, we have developed deeper maps focusing on certain technologies. So if you struggle with a C# development, you can download a technology map that focuses on C# developers and the tools, technologies they use. All right, so we try to make it really like a no-brainer for recruiters who may often struggle to talk to developers, to engage with them, to interact with them. And we try to make it easy by just giving you the right tools, to upskill recruiters, show you just what to train you guys, right? Because at the end of the day, recruitment is like marketing and sales, right? So every good salesperson is trained properly. So in this case, it's just similar, right? That's why we focus on the training as such, but also eventually it comes down to, can you attract these developers? Do you have some compelling offer? And often this may be out of your hands. All right, guys, so if there is anything you particularly struggle with, then just send me a message. Similarly as the recruiter I mentioned at the beginning, you can send me a message here on Facebook, or send me an email. If you already subscribed to GeekRecruiter, then you know what my email is, because I send the emails from my email, right? So you can just always reply to a newsletter. I'll be looking forward to interacting with you and eventually helping you recruit more software developers, right? Because that's what matters at the end of the day. You don't want to learn about this framework just for the sake of knowing about these frameworks. You want to recruit more developers, you want to hit your KPIs, you want to earn more in commission, right? So let's make it happen. Have a wonderful day, everyone.